Okay, any questions for the speakers? Gerard.
Thank you. Thanks to both speakers for excellent presentations. My name's Gerard Power. I'm one of the technical advisors on the EPTEC board. I have a question for each of the speakers, please. If I could come to Mohammed first. I am involved in projects like this in terms of smart learning across the United Kingdom. And one of the interesting byproducts of investing a lot in infrastructure and content delivery and so on is that we expose two disconnects. The parents at home who want to engage with their child's education, and the parents at home who were slightly disengaged. But by putting the means by which they would have more real-time, day-to-day connectivity with the school, with the teachers, some of those parents became even more disenfranchised. So I was just wondering to what extent that's an issue of policy or intervention strategy that you're observing here in the UAE as well.
Yeah, thank you for the question. Actually, the parent engagement is a strategy that was implemented a long time ago by the Minister of Education. They've started several steps into engagement with parents through different means, whether they were through direct meeting with parents, direct engagement with the school leaders and teachers, or through the advancement of services and infrastructure that are built for parents, having access to mobile portals, having access to the website of the Minister of Education. Continuous engagement between the MOE, the Minister of Education, and the parents through SMS and mobile-based services. And we're building on that into the extension of our applications and services that we provide to the students on their tablets, as well as the portal access to the parents. So it is crucial, as you correctly said, parents' engagements could excel the program and could be a blockage at the same time. So what we're trying to do is to engage them through training and awareness of what they need to do and how they need to engage with their children, and providing them with the right tools. We've got specialized portal for the teachers. It's not for the parents, not launched this year, but will be launched early next year. And we have applications on mobiles and tablets to have further engagement between the parents and the school. Did that answer your question?
Question to Rob. How important do you think is the role of nutrition in young kids in order to stimulate their cognitive ability in the classroom?
In the USA many years ago when I first started teaching, we served them breakfast because it was very important that they be alert and awake and not underfed. Going into your part of your first question is schools do reading, writing, arithmetic. The 3 R's was a saying in the U.S. and maybe other places. But now the things that a teacher has to do, deal with parents, deal with team meetings, special education. We have gone so far away and increased the job of the teacher so far away from reading, writing, arithmetic that the idea that parents are disengaged, I think I would like to say, well, that's someone else's job. But it falls back to school. School settles every major moral issue of the day. And nutrition is important. It's another major moral issue of the day. But teachers, I mean, there comes a point where we're delivering education to your children and your children, making your home happy, solving the problems of your home life is different, and it's an extra job for things that teachers really aren't prepared for. I mean, I know children should be fed. I'm not sure what they need to be fed, what that is. I'm not an expert there. I think that seems to be someone else's job. And I think the education establishment, the education ministry, should get up and say that more often. Geez, we don't want more government in the U.S. That's a big call. We want less government. But we can't have people underfed and being angry. But yes, it's terrifically important. Thank you.
Time for another question. Back here.
However, I have a question to Mr. Mohammed on the initiative. It's very important to pilot any project. However, have you studied or do you have information or any results or analysis on Any anticipated challenges when you scale this up to all the schools in the country in terms of sustainability, financial costs, supporting infrastructure, and so on? The second question is, for us as educators, and as Mr. Rob have indicated, at the end of the day, we want to be assured that there has been an impact on the student learning. So the question was, after doing this pilot, do you have any information or data that can support that there has been a significant impact on the students' learning, so that this entire effort and investment is justified? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the questions. With regards to the first one, we've gone through a pilot in 2012. And as a result of the pilot, we've built the best models to move forward into the implementation of this year's academic year for 123 schools. What's really important into the sustainability of a program of this size, beside the main elements that I've highlighted, that the leadership is a very important, vision and strategy, it's the actual partnership with private sector. And that's why we have very strong alliance with our partners. Some of our partners are present in this room. It is extremely important that you do not build on the government fund or government investment forever. You have to have a mechanism, a model where your partnership with the private sector pays back to the initiative and project. It's a win-win situation for everyone, because potentially all of the students will become potential customers and users of all the private sector partners that you engage with. So yes, it's important, and we have enormous readings and findings of our pilots. What is the best model to engage with our network infrastructure provider, telecom provider, content provider, and devices provider, and all of them have an excellent partnership relationship with us, not only suppliers. Moving to the second point, which was about the education outcome, you do not expect an outcome of this project or an initiative like this in 1 or 5 years. You do not expect to have pedagogical impact on the students this quick. You expect to see some outputs of the program, but the outcomes are very long-term outcomes. They should not expect soon, because if you push it very soon and you do not do systematical and gradual approach, you do more damage than benefit. However, there are some readings from pilots that you implement, some readings from initial implementations that could guide you that you're moving towards the right direction. So there were some readings on certain advancements on maths outcomes on certain group of students that were gone through the implementation of the pilot. There were some readings that we have seen positive readings on the Arabic outcomes of some students have gone through the program. But we cannot build a conclusive judgment that this is the outcome that we're looking forward, because it's a very long-term outcome. And that's the challenge we have. We can't expect things to happen so soon in education. It's a big change that's going to happen.
I'd just like to make one comment, even though it wasn't to me. The X-ray, the impact of the X-ray was totally unknown when it was discovered. So weren't pretty much everything Einstein and Nikola Tesla and all those people did. Certainly this is what we're being asked to do today, is as much on a grand scale as that, to determine what the best track is. We aren't going to have data in the beginning, but this is where we think we need to go, because we're the professionals here. And as I said, some of the research that shows that cognitive overload is bad, that's because the children aren't skilled at it. They need to be skilled earlier. There are many answers to many of the, well, how can you prove it? Look at all the great achievements. And education, changing education, ladies and gentlemen, is probably the greatest achievement of our lifetime. Educating our children for the unknown years to come and how to most capably do it. Because education, as I said, is now responsible for every major moral issue of the day. And we have no guidelines. We don't know we don't know what the best track is. It isn't 20 years ago where we knew what people had to do.
We have time for one more brief question. Microphone.
Thank you. My name is Alan Santoni. I'm the Dean of the School of Free Education at Hamdan bin Mohammadi University. Well, this is a question for Mr. Mohammed about smart learning. First of all, thank you for the very interesting presentation of the project, and especially the process. And I think that we'd be more than happy to participate in the, you say that without professional development, there is a generation of anxiety among the teachers, which I really believe. But I need that well, this is where Hamdan University could be participating in this process, and would be very happy to discuss that with you and see how we could be a positive factor and a key factor in this process. I thank you for this.
Thank you. We look forward to it. Thank you very much.
And on that positive note, I'd like to invite the program chair, George, back up.
I'd like to now thank our speakers again. If you would please join me.